ThedaCare is more than a name, more than a place, more than technology or a tagline. ThedaCare is a story of how far we've come, where and why we began. A story of endurance, the times we faced struggle and came out stronger. A story with purpose, a vision for a future of what we can do, who we can be, and how we can make healthier lives and stronger communities a reality by uniting us all around our shared purpose. Embracing health and hope when it's needed most. That we can all be better, do better, and live better. Through small but meaningful actions every day. Actions that together inspire a difference and use inspiration to move us forward together.
Dear ThedaCare colleagues and team members, thank you for joining us this evening. The pandemic has brought great challenges to our families, our communities, and our world. But I can't tell you how proud I am of this team, your strength and resilience as one ThedaCare carried us through the last 14 months and continues to be a centering force for quality care in our community. COVID-19 has laid bare one harsh reality, though. Our healthcare system is not fit for these moments, these times, this generation. Like most health systems in this country, ours is one that is designed for another time, another patient, another community. It was created to treat those who were sick, rather than to proactively keep everyone healthy. Over the years, healthcare has become more complex, more expensive, and many times really hard for people. But ThedaCare, I believe, is different. And we aren't like most health systems. Are we? Let's take a look.
We are ThedaCare. More than 7,000 compassionate healthcare professionals. With over 1,000 providers and 3,000 nurses. Caring across more than 180 points of care. Together, proudly serving communities across Northeast and Central Wisconsin, as we have for more than 100 years. For us, ThedaCare is a calling, inspired by our legacy, founded by an inspiring woman whose commitment, even in passing, was to keep the community she loved healthy and strong. To this day, we honor her commitment and remain inspired by the life around us, by the little things and the great big moments, by first steps and those who cross the finish line. We're inspired to change an unsustainable approach to healthcare, inspired to embrace a new vision, to reinvent our industry by becoming a proactive partner in health, so we can enrich the lives of all in our communities, empowering them to live better, and share our inspiration to create a healthier future for all.
We come from great legacy. We have a tremendous past. When I think about the challenges around us and the spirit I see here, I believe now is the time for reinvention. To reinvent the healthcare, becoming a proactive partner in health, to enrich the lives of all and create value in everything we do. That's our vision. It's a bold vision, I know. It's ambitious as well, and some may call it audacious. But I would say that if not us, then who? And if not now, then when? We need to do it for our families, our communities, and for our world. We are called to take action towards a vision of reinvention and a vision that creates health for all. Hundreds of you, ThedaCare team members, providers, have weighed in developing this vision and our renewed mission that I want to share with you. Our new mission statement that was approved by our board is to improve the health and well-being of our communities by empowering each person to live their unique best life. I love the idea of health and well-being and the idea of really empowering each person to live their unique best life. So I just want you to think about that a little bit. The future is promising, it's inspiring, and it starts with us. The first step towards our future is for us to come together, to unite in a purpose. To do that, we had to take a look at our values and principles that guide us in how we work at ThedaCare, and the promise we want to make to our patients and consumers. So I want to turn to Maggie here on my left and say, Maggie, why are our values important for reinventing healthcare?
So, Dr. Andrabi, why are they important? And they're important because if we understand them, if we internalize them, and if we live them, if we incorporate them into the work and everything we do with our patients and community, we will then, and only then, be able to achieve our mission of improving the health and well-being of our communities by empowering each person to live their unique best life.
Awesome. So let's get to the next thing. So, we've defined our values, we've identified them, and let's talk about how does that influence our choices and behaviors on a day-to-day basis.
Yep. So let's talk about our values. Our values, the first one is compassion. So compassion is that we understand and address the hopes and fears of our patients, families, community, and each other. And it means we meet people where they're at. We listen to them, we hear them, and then we act accordingly. Number two is leadership. We are all leaders. What does that mean? That means that we're accountable. We hold ourselves accountable, we hold others accountable. It means that if what we're about to do does not have the patient at the center, that we need to refocus, we need to restart, and we need to start over. And when I say patient, I ask each and every one of you, when you're looking at a patient and you're interacting with someone that needs care, that you think about the person that you love the most and pretend it's them in every single interaction. Number three is excellence. We relentlessly pursue quality in everything we do, and that's quality in the things that we measure every single day and the quality of our interactions with the community, with our patients, and with each other. The next value is innovation, which is our curiosity that compels us to look for ways to do better. Curiosity means we have to ask why, we have to ask why not. We have to live in the world of can. Instead of thinking why something won't work, let's think of how it will work. And the last value is agility, where we rapidly adapt to the needs of our communities while we still always and forever stay true to who we are and true to our mission.
Maggie, I love the passion that comes through as you talk about these values, and they range all the way from compassion to agility. So let's talk about how should our team members do things differently as they think about these values? How do they internalize this?
Yeah, so I again say live them, right? Internalize them, make them your own, and live them. Our words and our actions matter. I mentioned looking at a patient as if it's your most favorite person that you love in your life, and I guarantee you your interaction with that person will likely be different and better. So think about what they mean and think about how they apply to your work with patients, with families, with our communities, and with each other. I'm asking each and every one of you to make them your own, because what we say we are, we have to be everywhere and at all times.
Thanks, Maggie. Appreciate that very much. So one of the things that I also want to share with all of you is, as we looked at how we need to work together, we realized that we were missing a central calling at the heart of our organization. A distinct commitment to our patients, the sacred promise we must keep. And Megan, I'm going to turn to you and have you talk a little bit about what does this promise mean?
Sure. So our promise is a commitment to our patients and to each other. And through that promise, we'll be able to unite and work together as one team to create a differentiated, united experience wherever a patient goes to any ThedaCare facility. All the experience would be similar for the patients.
So becoming an organization that puts patients in the center of everything that we do is central to our success, as I hear you talk about this. Can you talk a little bit about what does sharing this promise look like?
Sure. So our promise has 5 elements. And through the promise, we're committing to our patients to first make healthcare easier. And we all know, we all have been patients ourselves, or our family members have, that healthcare really isn't easy. So how can we think of the people who are on the outside of healthcare? That's even harder. So we really need to take this and create that easy button, right, for making healthcare easier. Secondly, put patients and families first. That's been a cornerstone of our work. And we know that one of your favorite comments is, if the patient is at the heart of the decision's the right decision. So if the patient's first, the rest follows. So next is that idea of caring for each individual holistically. So thinking of everyone's different. Each individual has different needs, and they might be emotional, mental, physical. We have to look at that whole piece. Next is the idea of empowering people to live their best lives. So we know that, again, that means different things to different people, but we need to provide people with the tools to help them live their best life as well as the care. And lastly, we need to make healthcare more affordable. And there are things that each of us can do every day for that. We can provide quality care at a lower cost. We can be stewards of our resources, and we can make sure our care is more coordinated and efficient. So these 5 elements are the foundation of our future, and our promise is going to be built on the belief that healthcare is a calling, and we all are called to serve, to care, and to heal. We like to think of the heart of gold, our calling, that leads at the top of our logo as our North Star. With this heart, we're motivated to push beyond these times and to take action towards our future while awakening new possibilities in this exciting time.
Our logo is a story, a visual expression of the 5 different elements of our brand promise, including those who inspire our work. A series of 4 overlapping hearts centered around a diamond represent the interconnected nature of our brand promise. Guided by our commitment to empower individuals to live their best life. Represented by the gold heart, our North Star. Each component expresses a unique facet of our progress toward improving healthcare for all. So we can empower each of them to live their best life by making care more affordable and easier, and by caring for each individual holistically. Our guiding commitment is more than a destination, it's a journey. One we lead by being a proactive partner in health, with individuals, in our community, in our care, and part of our team. Always at the center, inspiring our united mission. Putting patients and families first, our inspiration to serve.
I love the elements of our purpose. As we unite in purpose, we need a plan. You've all heard me talk about population health as a strategy. It unites us. It's this idea of predicting and preventing health events before they occur and creating value for all we serve. It takes the right programs, the right services, and the right knowledge to help us improve health outcomes at a lower cost for all the people that we serve. So what is ThedaCare's plan for reinventing healthcare, for making our promise a reality? What is our strategy, I'm sure you're thinking, on delivering on our mission every single day? And for this, I'm going to invite Dr. Cockley to share some of these opportunities with us. So Mark, let's start with better care. We've always focused on having the best providers and sometimes the most innovative technology, but we have to go further than that, don't we? Could you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we've done a great job so far with quality and providers, but I think as care's getting more complex, there's more and more components to it, we have to be great at coordination of care and getting people to where they need to for their care, for their health, treating everyone as a whole person, that not just a piece or a disease process, but the whole person, and meeting them where they work, play, and live to deliver that care.
Yeah, I know, I love the idea of going outside our walls and lowering the cost of care. And, often we've talked about the fact that an average family in this country back in 2002 was spending about $9,000 out of pocket. And in 2020, that number rose to $28,600. And it's predicted that by 2030, that number is going to be somewhere around $50,000. And that's just not sustainable. The economics don't work. So what strategies do you think we can put into place to lower that cost of care?
Yeah, we've got to do something because, those are uncontrollable expenses and we can't afford that as a nation. But we need to really become consumer-focused organization to look at delivering care, need to go upstream and be more with predicting and preventing and wellness as part of the healing process. Radically simplify what we do. There's a lot of waste in healthcare. 20-30% is just redundant that needs to be worked out. And really the satisfaction of the team members and providers and experience that we're living and it reflects our mission. And living to our principles and our promise, I think are very, very key motives and process to really reduce the cost of care and improve the quality.
And to create a healthier future for all, we must improve health. So Mark, could you tell us a little bit about, and you've already talked a little bit about this, is going from just sick care to health and wellness and well-being?
Yeah, I think that's the big important is, putting that person at the center of what we do. And it's more than just treating their condition or the disease. It's being a partner with them in delivering the health care and looking at the whole person and solutions to everything beyond illness. Looking at, screenings and things that can prevent conditions at a high cost, that reduce their morbidity and have a better living, helping with their physical, emotional, and spiritual health, and part of that wellness process.
So let's make sure that we get the mammograms and the colonoscopy so we don't have to be dealing with cancer issues down the road.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So better care, lower cost, and improved health are the cornerstones for living our shared purpose and creating value for our patients. Let's see how some of our team members get inspired each day as they take care of people in our community.
When I was a young kid, my older brother collapsed on the floor in front of me, and I remember feeling really scared and helpless, not having any clue what was going on or how to help him. I wanted to learn what I needed to know in order to be able to help somebody else in a crisis like that.
I have a special needs grandson. Going to appointments and having someone basically telling you to keep him quiet, I know how I felt when that was said, and I wanted to make sure that nobody I came in contact will ever feel that way.
I was quickly inspired by the patients. They were an everyday reminder that during their darkest moment of going through this cancer journey, that I could possibly be their light.
I got the best job in the world. I had the opportunity to help the elders in our community enjoy their life.
I quit my job, went back to school, and I was in pediatrics one day and realized this was me. This is what I was meant to do.
Seeing some of these patients that are in a dire situation and then seeing them on the follow-up side to see that we did make a difference, it gives us a sense of purpose and a reminder of why we do what we do. My name is Nick Huberty.
My name is Lynn Herbst.
My name is Terry Savickle.
My name is Mike Garrigan.
My name is Pania Vang.
And inspiration starts with me.
Our movement begins with us today, and that video certainly inspired us to live our best lives. So when we think about Life Inspired, the name of our movement, it's all about creating a healthier future for all. The first part of Life Inspired, where we are today, is that United in Purpose will bring together team members and providers to reinvent healthcare and become a proactive partner in health. So we'll have a lot of conversations like these. You'll see a lot of communications going out. It's a process that we will then engage you in various stages. Secondly, we're going to lead across communities. So think about all the community work that we do now. How can we take that to the next level? Our government partners, our other organizational partners, business partners, working together to improve the health of their constituents as well. And thirdly, that idea of the consumer, empowering each person to live their best life. And we're not talking about healing, but in addition, we're talking about wellness, prediction, and prevention. So by all working together, we'll create those programs and tools to welcome all members of our community. And it will take every one of us, our patients, our families, partners, and communities to create a healthier future for all.
So Megan, I can hear your excitement, and I want to thank you for what you've shared with us, and those three pieces working together sure say to us here on the set and to those that are audience inspiration and inspirational. So this is now a great time for some input, and you have inspired folks to ask us some questions. So let's take some questions and then discuss where we go from here. So the first question is, can you provide an example of the way we're going to provide better care, lower costs, and improve health? And I'd like to give that question to you, Dr. Cockley.
Yeah, thanks, Maggie. It's a great question. There are multiple examples, and a couple things that we've learned even through the COVID time is getting care, the right care at the right place. So instituting virtual visits, video visits, and care you can get from home, keeping people from going to the emergency department and getting care in an alternative mode really will improve the cost of care, improve that satisfaction, improve the quality. Another example, Dr. Andrabi, we were talking about is colon cancer screening. You know, making sure instead of getting 65% of the population screened that's appropriate, getting to 85 or 90%. Finding colon cancer at an earlier stage treatment, which could be just surgical and not needing chemotherapy, or even finding a polyp that's precancerous, and that's one case you are preventing cancer getting the screening done. And that's significant changes in someone's life and cost of care by doing just those two simple things. So even more examples, but it's exciting what we can do.
It is exciting, certainly exciting. And as always, we have engaged team members, and we have a few more questions. And as I'm looking, I'm going to combine two questions into one.
Okay.
And I'll ask you, Megan, to answer this. So there are two questions. So what are we focusing on first in this movement? And the second is, where can I find some information? So Megan, if you can address both of those, that would be great.
I sure can. So the Life Inspired movement, those three parts that I just talked about, Unite in Purpose is the first part. And that part is really building from within. So before we go external with our movement, we want to make sure that we're aligned and all moving in the same direction. So there'll be pieces of that movement, such as dialogues around the promise, alignment of our work to the promise, and the same with the strategy piece. There'll be a lot of communications as well. So again, we're just beginning, and there'll be a lot more to learn. So finding information, the best place to go is the Sharewell site and our Life Inspired page. We'll keep that updated consistently. We have our Connected and Care tools, and we'll be creating an email box for Life Inspired so you can contact us directly.
Right. Thank you, Megan. So as we move forward and as we live a life inspired and help others to live a life inspired, let's look at what that means.
We are ThedaCare, called to inspire healthier lives. Beyond the walls of our hospitals and clinics, for every member of our community, every day. It's time to step up to the role we were meant to take. As a proactive partner leading the movement to create a healthier future for all. Because the actions we each take have have the power to move others. And the movement we spark can break down barriers and build a stronger, healthier community. A movement we call Life Inspired. Because we see inspiration all around us. And the movement that starts here with each of us helps everyone around us share the experience of living a healthier life inspired. Although we are many, ThedaCare is one team, inspired to embrace this moment, this hope, this movement. One team, uniquely capable of reinventing healthcare from the inside out. Together, we can spark meaningful change for the future. After all, we are more than heroes. We are leaders. And it's time we guide our community toward a greater well-being, toward living a life inspired.
So hopefully you're all inspired and excited to join us on this journey towards our movement of Life Inspired. So here's some things that we can think about doing as immediate next steps. The first is to mark your calendars for live events at many of our locations. You can see some of the upcoming dates and locations on the screen now. So watch for more communications in Connected and Care and on Sharewell for that precise schedule. And secondly, take inspiration to heart. Think about yourself and who or what inspires you. What is about your calling that you want to think about and take forward to share with your team members and each other. And thirdly, watch for more, because this is just the beginning and we have a lot more excitement planned in the future.
So Megan, I'm inspired. I know you are inspired. I know Dr. Cockley is inspired, and she in red is totally inspired.
Totally inspired.
I just have to say, first of all, thank you all for taking the time and being here with us this evening. You know, it's a great honor and privilege to be a part of this community and to be in a position to serve. As I said earlier, we have a tremendous legacy. We have a glorious past. We've been here for more than 110 years. And we have the opportunity, as Maggie and Megan and Dr. Cockley have said, as leaders, all of us, to really step in and step forward and make a difference. We can make the change. We don't have to wait for somebody to come and tell us what to do. We have the ability to control the things that we are talking about here, to go upstream, to improve care, to improve quality, to improve the experience, and make it more affordable. So let's join in the movement, let's have more conversations, let's ask questions, let's get curious, and let's get agile. And let's be at the center of being compassionate about providing care to our community. Thank you all very much. Thank you all of you for being here as well. It's a great pleasure, and God bless.
Please take a moment to complete the survey. Thank you for joining us today.